Alright, so I'm gonna show y'all. I probably won't show y'all the whole resealing because I mean it's pretty basic. Then these are the billet freeze plugs I bought. It's from Amazon. Nothing special. Then this rear one, I'm not sure if it's the same one. I'm gonna check it out. But usually it's a big long one that takes some bolts right here. But I'm sure you could use these. And I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna show y'all how to take off the front cover, the timing case, because that's the main thing that leaks most of the time. So first thing you want to do is find you a good workbench to set some of your stuff on. Alright, so I took out the clutch and the flywheel. And this is another one that leaks a lot. The rear main seal. Which if you have the engine out, it's a lot easier. Do it before you put it in. Just take the time to do it. Because if not, it's gonna suck. Because you gotta pull the transmission out from underneath the truck. But you pretty much take this piece off. You could get more access to it. Then there should be another piece right here that you take off. It's got a little seal there too, a gasket. Alright, so as you can see, that's the piece I was telling you about. And then it's got a metal one here that you gotta hammer it in. Then one back there. Alright, so as you can see, is this one. And then it's the circle one. And then obviously this one, but that's for whenever you do the oil pan. You could just save that one for last. And one thing that I like to do, I like whenever I tear it apart, just put the bolts back where they go. Just so I don't get them all mixed up or forget where they go. Unless you got good memory, do you? And now I'm gonna show y'all. I mean, that one's pretty basic. The one for the oil filter. Then the head gasket, the tappet cover, the fuel pump, power steering pump. All those are pretty basic. But it's mainly this one that's kind of hidden behind the transmission. And the front one, I'm gonna show you how to take it all off. So y'all could do not the front cover, but the timing cover. All right, and here's the other piece where it has major leaks. Is this cover, because I did it on my second gen before because I thought it was just the front cover. And then this seal, but then it kept leaking some more. So it's this one back here. Even it doesn't matter if it's 24 valve or 12 valve, because on my 2020 Ram that I used to have, it was leaking as well, but luckily I still had a warranty on it, so I didn't have to fix it myself. But what happens is these tend to loosen up, then it starts leaking. So if you do it, go ahead and do Loctite on it. But to be able to do that, you got to take off the pump, the power steering pump, fuel pump, and the cam. On my second gen, what I did, I pulled the cam gear out. You could do it two ways: pull the cam gear out or pull the whole cam out. But I think it may be easier to just pull the whole cam out. But you gotta hold the lift rods. I've seen people put like zip ties on them or pull them out, but I'm gonna see. But I don't want to pull the cam on this one, the cam gear. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it all out. So that's the second one, is the rear, then the front, that it leaks a lot. Then also on the tappet cover, I've heard because they're so thin, they tend to warp. So that's why I'm gonna put a billet one. But if I'm not mistaken, those are the three major leak points on these old Cummins. All right, so another thing that I've been told, or I've heard before, whenever you're taking off the lifters, make sure you don't mix them up. That's why I got myself this workbench, so I could just lay them out. Because last time what I did, I just numbered them. But if you got somewhere to put them to where it's indoors, if you're not gonna build it real quick, they don't get rusty. But something about, they said not to mix them up because they wear unevenly or something. They're not all the same, just the way they wear. But either way, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna buy some new ones, or if I could just swap this one out because this one seems bent. But either way, if I could just use another one, I'm gonna take it off the Impala, off the parts engine it currently has. And right now I'm gonna see if after taking it off, I could just pull the cam out. And like I said last time, I did the cam gear, but I could have pulled it all out because I did the head gasket. I may do the head gasket on this one as well while I'm at it. But we'll see. Alright, so what I went ahead and did before I pull out the cam, I spun the engine around and put it on top dead center. You can see the marks there. Now you could double check with the pin. And if the pin's broken, before you pull the lifters out, there's a way to check, which I'll show you all later on, because I forgot how it is. The front one and the back one, they both had to be in tension. That's how you know top dead center is at. I'll show y'all later. That's the way I had to do it on my second gen because the nipple on my pin was broken. So I had to do it that way. If not, just write yourself a mark. This one was already there by factory, but you could also write yourself a mark just so you know that that's the same way it came out. Alright, so all the head bolts are off. I'm gonna just give it little taps just so it could come loose, and I'm gonna take it off, take the head off. And I still haven't decided yet if I'm gonna pull the whole cam or I'm gonna just heat up the gear and put a pulley removal tool. I'll see what I decide after I pull this out. Alright, so the head is off. It didn't seem too bad of shape compared to my second gen, but I decided to go ahead and take it off while I was at it. Alright guys, so what I went ahead and did, because this is my first time pulling out the whole cam, I had looked up that people were putting like wood little pieces in there so you could lift this up and hold it in place. But what I went ahead and did, since I got the tappet cover off, I lifted it and with zip ties or wire held it in together, because they say if not, this will just slide down into the oil pan, which if it does, I'm not too worried about it because I plan on pulling it either way. But hopefully none fall. What did just fall, you need to watch out this piece for the cam that holds it in place. It'll fall in there. It just fell on me, but I'll go ahead and fish it out right now. If not, like I said, I'm gonna take this cover off and I might be able to grab it. So just watch out for that piece that doesn't fall on you. So the camshaft's out, and the only reason I did it like that, because last time I went ahead and heated it up and used the pulley tool to remove the gear, is whenever you put it back in, it's kind of a hassle. What I did, whenever I put it back in, I put it in the oven, the gear, so it could expand a little bit. Then I still had to kind of force it in, but since it's inside the block, whenever you try to push it in, the whole cam shifts in and out. So I've seen a lot of people take off the oil pan and put something so the cam won't move whenever you try to put it back in. But that's the only reason I went ahead and wanted to try it this way, because it seemed a lot easier whenever I gotta put it back in. Next up, I'm gonna take off the case, and then the next seal is gonna be back there, the next gasket. Alright, so check it out. This is the piece I was telling you about to watch out, because it fell on me. But I guess it's no big deal, because once you take off the cover, you're gonna get access to it either way. Unless you don't plan on pulling out the cover, just watch yourself because it's gonna fall in there. So the teardown on the 12 valve is pretty much complete. That's as far as I'm gonna go down with it. And then the oil pan once I build the top back. But I mean, since I already got it this far, it'll be the right thing to do. Go ahead and do the bearings and all that. But I have faith in it that it'll still be good. So what I'm gonna start doing is cleaning out most of this grease, degreasing it. Them small parts I'm gonna pressure wash them and then hit it with the wire wheel. But this I'm gonna start degreasing it, hitting with the wire wheel, then with the heat gun so I could get all the moisture out the block before I spray paint it. So I just put the cam back in, put the gaskets back here, and then I did the rear main seal already. And then the gasket that goes around there. And since the cam's in now I could take off these pieces. So this is just to prevent those from going down. Because if the cam's not in there, it'll fall all the way through. But I've done it both ways. I pulled the gear out on my second gen. And on this one, I pulled the whole cam. I recommend this way, a lot easier. But you just gotta put like zip ties or wire just to hold these pieces so they won't fall down. But I think this way is a lot easier. And since I forgot to buy the killer dial pin little holder thing, I went ahead and made my own. It's thick enough metal so it ain't going nowhere. It ain't gonna bend. It's pretty thick. But that's only because I forgot to buy it and I already want to cover it up today. And next up, I'm gonna do this side one. Alright, so check it out. I had already showed y'all those for the side. And these are the other ones I ordered. So this one's gonna go back here. Obviously remove the plug. And then the other one up here. It goes behind the water pump. I mean behind that pulley right there is the other one. So I'm gonna take that pulley out. Pull out all these freeze plugs. They weren't leaking, but either way. The reason I didn't buy them like this, because this has a screw. Then this is what holds it. My guess is since these already have the bolt holes, maybe there's no room for that piece to go in and latch it. So it's better just get the ones that go back there. And to the ones wondering how to take those out, I usually just tap it in the bottom and it spins it like this. I mean, I don't know if it's possible for it to go all the way through, but if it does, I don't think that'll be too fun. So just tap it in the bottom. Same here, but I guess it already bottomed out in the back. So I'm gonna see what I do right there. Alright, so they're all in. But I ran into this issue, I didn't know. I should have researched more about it. But with it in place, the bracket's not gonna sit flush. Since these two bottom bolt holes, that's where it goes. Then what that's gonna do is gonna push the fan out. And also it's gonna push the pulley out. And if it pushes the pulley out, it's not gonna line up here with the water pump and all the other pulleys. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just put the old one back in. And hopefully it doesn't leak, but if it does, it's okay. It's right here in the front either way. But I'm gonna go ahead and run the original back on. Because I don't wanna, unless I cut the back, I don't wanna go through all that work. Grind all the back so it can sit flush. But I don't feel like going through all that trouble. So I'm gonna just get rid of this and go with an original. Right, so I told you this didn't fit because I didn't know this. You only run this in the front if you're gonna run an electric water pump. So with it being in the way, it gets in the way of this. And I was thinking of cutting it up, but then I found this on Amazon for like 20 bucks, I think. Just that they forgot this piece. But it's alright, I'll just take it off of this. But supposedly the only thing that's gonna hold it in place is this piece where the fan goes, where you put the pulley and the fan. That's gonna hold it in place. So I'm kind of iffy about it, because these, you put a piece on the back and it tightens it, but this is just that piece gonna be holding it in. So we'll see how it works. Worst case scenario, I'll just have to take it off and put silicone or something. But just so you know, in case you decided to buy billet freeze plugs for the front and back, the front one's got to be cut. Alright, so now on the valve covers, I'm gonna hit them with the wire wheel. I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna polish them. On the old engine I had built, I had polished them, hit them with the wire wheel, then wet sanded them, then put some polish on them. But I'm gonna see if I do it on these. I'm not sure yet. I know you could buy some already pre-polished or different designs, but I feel like they get too pricey just for a little bit of looks. But I'll probably end up covering them anyways, so I may just try to polish them. So this is before, then this is after. It's just like bare metal. That's how I did on the maroon one, because it's a work truck. I just clear coated them after this. But then on that C10, back when I had a Cummins, I took the time, did this, and then wet sanded it to get all the scratches out, and then used mothers to polish it out. I did the same with the fuel lines. It's just time consuming. But I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna polish them or I'm gonna just leave them bare metal. So I was gonna polish them just so I could show y'all how much they could shine, but unfortunately I didn't have mothers polish. I thought I did, but I'm gonna just leave it like that. Either way, it's gonna be a work truck. But I'll show y'all a picture, if I could find it, a picture of the one I did before. Just in case you want to make your engine look good, you could just, they're aluminum, so you could polish them. What made it look a lot better than how it was, in my opinion. Alright, so now I'm gonna try to clean up some of this, take it off, so I can spray paint it. So most of it is off. I was gonna take the window wiper motor off, but I think I'm gonna just leave it. So next up, I'm gonna just start buffing it and prime it. Then this bottom section, I'm gonna put like undercoating or something. So there's the color I'm gonna use. Bahama blue. I think it'll be a close match. But either way, it's gonna get painted eventually. But this is just to dress up the engine bay. Alright, so that's what it's looking like. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of didn't like how the color looks a little bit darker, but it is what it is. That's a good 20 footer maybe. I'm probably just being generous at that. I mean, from a distance it looks alright. Just to clean up the engine bay, like I said. There ain't gonna be no show truck. Alright, so I'm gonna take the glove compartment off to try to get it color matched, because I didn't really like how the firewall came out. So I'm gonna just redo it. But right now that I take it off, I'll show you the difference in the color. There's the difference in the color. As you can see, that one's a little way darker. So I'm gonna just go ahead and this time probably take the brake booster off, the wiper motor. And I'm no painter, but I know I could do better than this. I was just rushing yesterday, but I'm gonna just go ahead and redo it, because I want this color. because I had said whenever I get it repainted, I'll just get this color painted with the white. But I don't really like how it came out. This is Bahama Blue. And this one I'm not sure, but I'm gonna just go to O'Reilly's, get them to make me some spray cans, probably like 3 of them, and redo it. So I'm not satisfied with how it came out. Mainly because of the color. Like I said, I know I could do better than this. I'm no painter, but I could do better than on the detail. But I just don't like the color tone. Alright, so most of the paint's already off. And I took off the brake booster this time. And windshield wiper motors. Because I wasn't satisfied with the color. And besides that, I was just did a quick scuff just so it could grip. But I don't really like how I left, like you can see the little tiger marks. But I'm no painter. I'm not a professional at all by any means. But I know I could do a lot better than that. So for now, I'm gonna just take it all off, prime it, and next time I'm back in town, I'll wet sand it and I'll go get the paint matched to where it's gonna look like that. I already took off the glove box. I'm gonna get that paint matched so whenever they paint the truck, you can't tell that the color's way off. So I just sprayed the primer, and you could tell already how much smoother it is compared to the nasty job I did before, where I just scuffed it real quick, just took a grip. But this time I just went to bare metal. It has no Bondo or none, so it's not gonna be perfectly smooth. But you could tell how better it is, except for like right there, I couldn't really reach that. All this is gonna be covered, so it doesn't really matter. Then this too. So next up, whenever I'm back in town, I'm gonna wet sand it and I'm gonna go to O'Reilly's and get the paint color matched and respray it. Alright, so I'm about to respray it. I already wet sanded it, then degreased it. And yesterday I was changing out the transmission on the Camaro. My wife went ahead and picked me up some paint. She took the glove box and they color matched it with the little scanner. So we'll see how close it is. I'm sure it's gonna come out better than the other one that I had sprayed before. Alright, so there it is, painted. Looking more better more. But like I said, I ain't no painter, but I knew I could do better. So I scraped off everything, went to the bare metal. Instead of just scuffing it, I went to the bare metal. Paint color matched. That's the paint, and that's the original. So you can see it's blended in pretty good. But next up, I'm gonna probably, after I come back in the 3 weeks, I'll slide in the 12 off, so I could clear coat it. If I clear coat it right now, since it's not dry, it'll do a chemical reaction and it'll wrinkle the paint. Alright guys, so back on Big Blue. I already sprayed the firewall, like I said. I'm waiting for it to dry. Whenever I come back from out of town, so it could dry real good before I spray the clear coat, so it doesn't do like a chemical reaction and wrinkle it. But for now, yesterday I put some stove cleaner, oven cleaner, and then I hit it with the pressure washer. And now I'm hitting it with the old rattle can. It's not rotted out, it's just surface rust, but pretty much just so it could be like a rust barrier, I guess. Slow down the rust. I kind of feel like Matilda's dad doing this. But I'm not selling this truck. It's just gonna be a work truck. And like I said, if it's not gonna be a show truck or anything. But it's just to like stop rust. I don't know if it will or not, but it makes me feel better before I put the 12 valve in. Since all this is gonna be in the transmission and all that's gonna be in the way, I'm gonna have to cut out a hole for the, since the 12 valve is a manual, I'm gonna have to cut out a hole. And hopefully the doghouse clears, I don't know, and probably change the cross member. But for now, I'm gonna keep spraying it. Just the outside will get a new paint job one day. But for now, this is just to slow down the rust, I guess. You can see it's looking a lot better now, which I usually tend to scuff it up with the wire wheel. I'm gonna just let it ride. Like I said, it's not rotted, it's just surface rust, and I put oven cleaner and pressure washed it, which I'm pretty surprised that it doesn't have rust down here, but it does like on the outer rockers and doors. So it's pretty surprising to me, I don't know why. So most of the belly is painted. Mainly did it where the firewall separates. And like I said, it's not something professional. I should have scuffed it up before, but I don't have like a lift to take off the cab and do all that. So now I'm gonna just clear coat the firewall, and then probably gonna have to take off the cross member, order a new clutch so I could put both of them in at the same time, since the other one seemed kind of wore out. So since they're separated, I'm gonna go ahead and swap that out right now whenever I get the clutch, before I slip it in. Right, so now I'm gonna scuff up the firewall before I clear coat it. Then I also went ahead and ordered some new motor mounts while I'm here. Then I'm gonna have to take off the cross member for the transmission, because I think I'm gonna have to build one. And also, I already ordered a new clutch and pressure plate, because I didn't really want to use the old one. And it should be ready to go in. I mean, it's got little pieces here and there. Like, I still gotta torque the fuel pump. But I mean, that stuff I could do while it's in there. I really wanted to get the clutch so I could go ahead and slip in the transmission and engine at the same time, versus setting the engine and then trying to fight the transmission under there. Alright, so I'm about to spray it. Hopefully I can beat the rain because it's about to rain here. But this was what I always use since I don't have an air compressor right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and spray it before the rain gets here so it could start drying, and I'm gonna take off the cross member and maybe cut the exhaust out. Alright, so there it is, all cleared. I will eventually take off the fenders and get the sides done. And in all honesty, you're not gonna see most of this, just mainly like the top little section. All that gets covered with AC, all this with the steering, then the engine covers all this. So you're just gonna really see all this. But either way, I wanted to paint it. So next up, the cross member, I'm gonna take it off. But check this out. Had a little bit left over. Alright, so the new clutch is in with the throwout bearing, and also with the bearing that goes in the flywheel. It's got some burn marks. I went ahead and wet sanded it. I mean, if it doesn't end up working, it's just a problem for me in the future, I guess. But the bearing in there is all wore out. So I'm gonna put that one in. And I'm gonna set it in there and assemble the clutch and the pressure plate. Because whenever I bought I bought the truck, third gear would grind. So I was guessing it was the clutch, so that's why I ordered the new clutch. But as you can see the burn marks, I'm hoping the sanding, I guess you could say resurfacing kind of, not really, will help it. But like I said, it's just a problem for the future for me. So I'm good with it. Here's a little tip for y'all, because I'm sure everybody has a drill. Invest in these little grinding things. So what I went ahead and did, I was trying to beat it out, but I couldn't. So I went ahead and just grinded it out. Just started grinding till it was kind of thin, and then I just put the screwdriver and hammered it. So now it's loose. It's a lot easier than trying to pry it all out, since it's in there snug. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out and do the oil pan gasket, and then hopefully slip it in. Alright, so the engine is in, but I have the cab lifted at the moment. Then all that, I gotta respray it. So I don't know, y'all seen in the last video, the video I did, I didn't like the paint job I did, so I went ahead and resprayed it. It came out a lot better, but I scratched it, so it's okay. I'll just sand that and paint it again and clear coat. The transmission still got to come up, so it'll separate it. But I gotta cut out the floor, since it's standard and the truck was automatic. I'm hoping the hump won't be an issue, because since automatics, usually the hump is lower. But I'm gonna do a cutout tomorrow. And then motor mounts. I've done a couple Cummins swaps, but for some reason this one kicked my ass. I'm guessing other people that do it, they lift their whole cab. I don't have a lift or anything like that, and I was just having a hard time. So I hope I don't gotta pull this engine anytime soon, because it was a pain in the ass to put it in. Alright, it's already scuffed where it got scratched, and I had found some leftover paint, which I was hoping I had some, because I didn't want to go buy some, because it's kind of expensive, like 64 bucks just for a little can. But I also remember they could have given me a little extra, so I may try to hit it with that, so I won't do overspray. But first, I'm gonna try to do the cutout for for the shifter, so it could like lift the transmission a little bit more and get the engine away. So there it is. It ain't the best cut in the world. And I accidentally started cutting here. But I'm gonna see if eventually, I'm not sure if the transmission's gotta go down a little bit or if it's gotta go up. I'll just cut a little bit further back here and maybe get a different tool, because the Dremel I have, it's not really working, so I could trim it or make it dress it up. But next up, I'm gonna try to paint the firewall. Alright guys, so that's it for this one. 12 valve is mounted. And I'll see when I mess with it again. And then, since I got this open space, since I'm in a garage, I don't really have much room. I'm gonna take most of this stuff out because I've been wanting to build the doghouse on it, and then build the bike rack for those two, and then put the glass in. Since I clear coated the top and painted the interior, it's ready to put the glass in. I've never done it before, so we'll see how it goes.